Welcome to another episode of J Inclusive. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, and set your notifications on so you are alerted every time I upload. Since its debut, the popular YouTube dating show Pop the Balloon or Find Love has gone on to become a cultural phenomenon. The show adds a twist to traditional speed dating, as contestants and suitors have the ability to eliminate themselves or be eliminated by the contestant by popping a balloon. The YouTube version has led to countless spin-offs, including the watered-down Netflix series, as well as several queer versions right here on YouTube.
You popped your balloon today, and can you tell us why you popped your balloon?
Honestly, I don't like the first thing right here. What's this?
The mic? That's not mine.
Oh, so it was an accident.
You judging the wrong stuff. Right. We could go to the next one right here.
Including the most popular one, Tracks Pop the Balloon or Find Queer Love. Much like the straight version, Tracks version has received a lot of criticism, as it seems like it is nothing more than a reading session.
He's cute, like the outfit is cute. He's just too little, like really little.
The same comment, he is cute, but like he's small,
Little person.
Gotcha, okay.
Too little.
Too little is crazy because I will handle you. Handle you down.
I don't know about that.
Handle you down. We can find out.
I'm okay.
I'm very explosive, so I need that, you know what I'm saying? I need that bag.
Hey, do you have any final thoughts? It looks like you want to say something.
Okay, yeah, a lot of thoughts. Because, no shade, I'll take all of y'all down. Starting with you first. Yeah, you first, mama.
People seem to go on the show looking for a viral moment, rather than trying to find a genuine spark that could lead to a relationship. There was one episode from a month ago where singer and former Chasing Atlanta personality Aaron Thomas sparked online debate after he asked the contestants to reveal their HIV status on a public platform where it would live forever and be seen by thousands of people.
HIV positive or negative? Let's get into the questions. Let's get into things. It's not a deal breaker. I'm just asking.
Maybe ask a question that's more like about me.
I feel like that's too easy for me. So I want to get to know you more. So, go ahead.
Yeah, so explain that question.
So for me, like, I could see somebody and I could tell if they being honest with me or not. So there are certain questions that I'm going to ask to see if you're going to be honest or not. That's all. I'm heavy on the honesty. You got to get me with honesty first. Everything else is just a given. Not everybody's open about certain things, you know what I'm saying? So, but I can always tell.
Is that important in a relationship for you, though, if somebody's HIV status?
No, not the status specifically. It's just the motive of the question.
Okay. All right. Any thoughts on that? Or
I'm going to answer the question with no, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask another question.
I received pushback on my stance, but Aaron's question was completely inappropriate to ask on a public platform, especially with the idiotic reasoning behind him asking the question. There was nothing wrong with the question itself, but something like that should be asked during a one-on-one date, not a public stage, as it actually comes off as someone looking for a hot moment rather than a connection. Everyone on that stage could have lied about their status, and Aaron wouldn't have known whether they were telling the truth or not. So again, right question, wrong place, and wrong reason for asking the question. He wasn't looking for love. He was looking for a moment. In a recent episode of the show, which was marketed as Lightskin versus Darkskin, is it really a preference or is it internal colorism, has also caused quite the online debate.
all right, what made you pop your balloon?
I don't typically date people that are like my similar skin complexion. I feel like I am more attracted to either like dark skin niggas or dark skin men,
Definitely.
or people that are lighter than me. But everything you're saying, and you're very handsome.
I appreciate it.
Now, what made you have your balloon unpopped so long?
I don't know, he just articulates himself really well. And his skin complexion. Like, I like dark. I don't really like light skin.
Okay, and what do you typically look for in a guy?
Dark skin for the most part.
Now, if you saw Josiah out, is he somebody that you would approach?
I mean, I've dealt with light skins before. I prefer dark skins, but I've dealt with light skins before. Very attractive.
I see what this episode is going to be about. Now, if you saw him out, is he somebody that you would approach?
I like dark skin, so like I fall more into the darker shade. But yeah, he's attractive.
What made you pop your balloon?
I can't be a hypocrite. Like, the person I popped before, the light skin, like, I don't really like light skins like that. But you're very handsome.
Now, what is it about light skins that you don't like?
The light skins I've dealt with in the past, they just feel like the world just revolve around them. I don't know, like even some of like thinking back of the stuff that he was saying, it just gave me like, it's your way or no way. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's the initial.
Right.
Is he right in his thoughts?
Absolutely not. You got to go to therapy. All of them need therapy. Period. Y'all need to go to therapy. I need to heal.
You go to therapy?
Yes.
And I don't want to sound cliche to my own pop, but it's like once I hear black people mention another skin tone, it's like, yo, white people don't be like, oh, because you're tan or you're pale. White people don't ever say that, but it's always black people. It's like light skin, dark skin, this. And I just, that like grinds my gears.
Right.
One thing about it, like I'm not a colorist by far. My grandmother's like his complexion, like, I mean, I've dated people his complexion, but it's just like my initial preference is someone of darker complexion. Now, if we was to get together and we have a communication and, cause everything else he said was fine. Like I didn't mind the kid thing. I didn't mind anything he had going on. But like my initial preference is someone of a darker complexion. But if it was, to get vibe or whatever, I'll date somebody light. I ain't tripping about that. But I don't want, before this get out on the internet, I'm not no colorist.
Because it will.
What I saw in this clip were a few men who are confused, dealing with past trauma from previous relationships or just trauma from life experiences. The one guy said he doesn't date people his complexion, as he prefers for them to be darker or lighter. Like, what does that even mean? So if you don't find other men your complexion to be attractive, then what does that say about how you view yourself? The other dude with the cheeks, Caleb.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Came online to defend his statements on the show, saying, I want to take a moment to clarify something that matters to me. I am not a colorist, and I do not believe any shade of black is superior or inferior to another. I love, value, and respect the full spectrum of black skin, light, brown, and dark. At the same time, I'm allowed to have personal preferences in who I'm romantically attracted to, and I tend to prefer men with darker complexions. This preference does not reflect any bias or negative feelings toward anyone else. It's simply what I'm drawn to personally, and it doesn't diminish my appreciation for the beauty of all black people. I hope this helps clear up any misunderstandings. Much love to everyone. In the clip, Caleb literally stated that he no longer dated light-skinned men because he feels as though they believe the world revolves around them. The issue with that statement is that it can apply to anyone, no matter their complexion. So someone feeling like the world revolves around them is a character flaw, not a result of someone's complexion. I have dated men of all skin tones, with my current boyfriend of 3 years being dark skinned, as I don't have a preference as far as complexion is concerned. So I can definitely say that I've come across black men of all shades who exude self-centered behavior. Some will argue that people can't control who they're attracted to, and while that may be true for some, it's not true for all. And before we say liking dark skin or light skinned men is just my preference, it's important to explore how, why, and when those preferences formed. In doing so, sometimes people will discover that they are repeating what they saw celebrated growing up, which at its core isn't about attractiveness, but about ingrained biases. Sometimes a result of how they were treated in previous relationships, something Caleb referred to on this show. A few people replied to his comment, "Your statement is a contradiction. It's not a preference, and you need to find out the root of why you prefer dark-skinned bodies over lighter complexions, and please tell us why. Once you state those answers, I can guarantee you can't say your reasoning without being critical or judgmental of the lighter-skinned body. You dissing him for being light-skinned and saying they think they are better is just trauma and insecurities. It has nothing to do with your preference. You just feel inferior next to a light-skinned man."
Damn.
The host Trax defended this contestant's statements on the show, saying, "The reality is most of us feel this exact same way internally, but just haven't had to ever actually hear it spoken. So the judgmental comments are simply shock value, while internally, preference still exists. It's a healthy debate, but we all have preferences, whether they want to admit it or not. The issue with Trax's statement is when you devalue a group of people or make blanketed statements such as, light-skinned men think the world revolves around them. That is not a compliment, and it's not a preference. That's an insult rooted in internalized bias. Internalized bias is when someone absorbs negative messages, stereotypes, or hierarchies from society, and then starts applying them to themselves or their own community, often without realizing it. We pick them up from culture, media, family, religion, peers, and lived experiences. Over time, these repeated messages shape the way we see the world and ourselves. You might genuinely think you're being neutral or fair, yet a hidden stereotype or expectation influences your preferences or judgments. Sometimes they make us favor certain groups or traits. Other times they make us devalue others or ourselves. Outside of complexion, everyone internalizes something. It's part of living in a world with inequality. And these internalized biases can influence how we view gender roles, race or ethnicity, sexual orientation, body image, masculinity, femininity, socioeconomic status, age, disability, and beauty standards overall. For example, a gay man might internalize messages that masculinity is more valuable, leading him to feel inferior for being feminine.
I saw gay, so I said gay.
Or he may prefer to date only masculine partners. It's not because it's truly his nature, but because society subtly taught him that masculine equals better. That's internalized bias. But it's important to unpack where all of our biases come from, asking ourselves whether it truly reflects our authentic self, and unlearning what doesn't belong to us. Understanding the difference between genuine attraction and internalized bias is the first step toward more authentic, open, and healthy dating patterns. There is also something to be said about the formula of these shows. Oftentimes, when a contestant pops their own balloon, the host will ask them why they popped their balloon, to which most people who are trying to be polite will simply say that the person isn't their type. But it's the host who often pushes them to be rude. Because much like Arlette, Trax will then ask them, well, why aren't they your type? Which again causes these men to tear one another down physically. Which leads me to the overall superficiality of these shows. Men will come on this show and pop someone's balloon because they don't like their shoes.
Damn.
I understand that these shows are a form of speed dating, so they probably aren't the right place for deep questions that require complicated answers, but there are more meaningful questions that can be asked. These are simple questions that can be answered rather quickly, but they can all lead to deeper conversations instead of the entire episode being a reading session. King of Reads spoke out about his dislike for these types of shows, and I totally agree.
There's a show on YouTube called Finding Love. Pop the Balloon, Queer Love. Finding Queer Love. I watched this episode. I never watched the episode. I watched that episode today, and it's Kevin's fault. My senior producer. Kevin sent that to me, and I said, okay, girl, I ain't doing nothing but eat my Cheerios. Let me watch it. And it was just terrible.
Person.
Who's your petition? Who's your petition? Ain't no fucking way.
I'm sorry. What you say?
Who's your petition? You need to go back to them. You look a mess. You actually look. Damn. I'm sorry. You got your clothes from the throat?
What? So we.
You want to eat it? You seem pricey. Is he okay? Press like a panini. Your hair looks a mess like a carpet. It looks like your hair look a. Oh my God.
Hi, my love. And what do you typically look for in a partner?
People who got confidence, which bad hair day doesn't have it.
No. Do you have any?
Yeah, this was what you call insecurities. This is what you call insecurities.
Do you have any deal breakers?
Insecurities. Bad hair day, don't know how to dress. The shoes like they from dollar store. These are flu games, bitch. Lift your titties up. Mommy, they suckable, so.
Now tell me what's one thing in our community that can be worked on? What's one thing you feel like in the queer community that can be worked on overall?
People to be their authentic selves, because bad hair, they don't have it. And be yourself, be authentic. You don't have to try to be a facade like bad hair day. You know, he needs to go fight. Whoever's doing hair, whoever's doing his hair needs to do it better. You know what I'm saying? And he's stuttering. Do you graduate from high school? Oh, we mad. Ooh, we are. What's his name?
We'll find out.
Nobody. Okay.
So we. All right. So we did.
No one was here looking for you. We're confused about why he's asking you.
Just because I mean nobody is fine. How's your name, babe?
So hold on. Let's find out what happened with these balloons. Tell us your name, age, and what made you pop your balloon. Hold on, you know.
Insecurities. Polar ting ting. Oh my gosh, you woke up mad. Woo, you mad.
You okay?
Let's get.
I can't tell.
So hold on.
I'm still
Wait,
here.
I know. Let's respect the platform for a second.
I'm still here.
And let's just get some order. So tell us your name, age, and what made you pop your balloon.
Sterling, 32. I love you actually.
Yeah.
I'm sending positive like energy,
Thank
light to
you.
you. Obviously, I don't dress like the typical nigga either, so I'm happy that you came out. You were your authentic self.
Yeah.
You put it on for the femboys, cunt niggas. I love that. So.
Period. When you yourself, you don't have to be nobody else, and you don't have to be a facade like Bad Hair Day.
Let's keep it moving.
He's famous though. You're not.
Tell us your name, age, and what made you pop your balloon.
Kelvin Butler, and I'm 30. Just not my type.
Anything in particular?
I like masculine dudes.
Okay. Now, is Kelvin somebody that you would consider your type, or that you would approach if you were out?
No, it can be a friend. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us your name, age, and what made you pop your balloon.
My name is Jay. I'm 30. This is not my type. We could be good friends.
Yeah.
Got it. Same feeling, same
Oh, yeah,
energy?
for sure, yeah.
Got it. Okay. Tell us your name, age, and what made you pop your balloon.
My name is Lando. I'm 34. I want to give you a hug. I love that you're body positivity. I love your spirit.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But just not my type. Yeah.
Is Lando somebody you would consider your type?
No, like really, everybody else is very respectful and emotionally intelligent. But yeah, I like you. Nice,
Yeah,
thank
sweet
you.
vibe, sweet
Yeah.
All right. Now, just to avoid any further, I think we.
I don't have nothing to worry about. Not me.
Any final thoughts, Kwani?
No, but listen, I appreciate it. You gentlemen do what you do. Bad Hair Day. I just hope you get on your knees and pray. I really do, sincerely. I am. The mic is on. Oh, wow.
Well,
We
thank
mad.
You. Thank you so much for coming on. That's all of our balloons, but I appreciate you coming on. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll take your mic from you. Thank you for coming on. All
You're
right.
welcome.
Give it up for Kwani, everybody. He popped 2. All right. Now, why was your balloon unpopped?
I think kind of cute.
What made you pop Kelvin's balloon?
Honestly, I just feel like I probably would be too much for you. And I don't like hurting people. And so I just wanted to save or spare you that because, yeah. Yes.
Too much, meaning?
Like, I just feel like, I don't know. He just couldn't keep up with me.
Interesting. Okay. Tell us why your balloon was unpopped.
He's very attractive. Like I said, I typically like taller guys. Seems like he has a good head on his shoulders.
And what made you pop Jay's balloon?
What made me pop his balloon? Just not my type, really.
Okay. Yeah. And you tried to hold on to your balloon. Tell us why initially you had it held so low.
I did. I think he's very attractive for sure, and I like his responses. But honest, the content creating maybe just might be a little bit too much for me. But I personally enjoy you physically. I just don't think me and this emotional vulnerability could get with you messing with other people. If that makes sense.
And I respect that.
Got it. Now, outside of that, would you consider him your type?
I would. I really would. Yeah.
All right. Sherrod, now I have to ask you, being a content creator, is that something you experience? You would like a relationship?
I would.
But is that something you run into
I run into a lot, and I feel like we all run into it a lot. All content creators get that. Oh, I can't be with this person. I can't be with you because you do this, do that. But at the end of the day, it's just a job to me. And I have multiple, but that's just one that I excelled in. And I'm not going to stop securing my bag for somebody who I'm probably not going to be talking to or dating more than 2 days, 3 days, maybe 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I have to think smart. And my money comes first, period.
I get it. So, but on this show, past episodes, that's something that we've experienced.
Yeah.
The same thing, content creators. So I guess my question is, does a content creator need to date another content creator? Like, what's the solution?
Like I said, it just all goes down to compatibility. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Not all content creators get along. You know what I'm saying? It's very competitive. So it's just about who's for you.
That's true.
That's it. Yeah. And I mean, this may be the final lineup, but it's not the final lineup in Atlanta.
That's true.
So,
That's
hey.
true. Well, I'm thankful that you came on.
Thank you.
Give it up for Sherrod, everybody. I'll take your mic. Thank you for coming on. He popped 2. All right. Now, why was your balloon unpopped?
I think kind of cute.
What made you pop Kelvin's balloon?
Honestly, I just feel like I probably would be too much for you. And I don't like hurting people. And so I just wanted to save or spare you that because, yeah. Yes.
Too much, meaning?
Like, I just feel like, I don't know. He just couldn't keep up with me.
Interesting. Okay. Tell us why your balloon was unpopped.
He's very attractive. Like I said, I typically like taller guys. Seems like he has a good head on his shoulders.
And what made you pop Jay's balloon?
What made me pop his balloon? Just not my type, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
You tried to hold on to your balloon. Tell us why initially you had it held so long.
I did. I think he's very attractive for sure, and I like his responses. But I just the content creating maybe just might be a little bit too much for me. But
Like tracks, you're gonna get a dear video from me very soon because the way you allow these people to talk to your contestants, you don't do any type of protection to the folks who are on the cast. To the people who come on, like y'all don't have no type of protection for them. Like there was a fat and femme person who walked in, and I couldn't even watch it. I had to turn it off. It was towards the end, and somebody was being very disrespectful. Like they were being very disrespectful. Like before they even walked in and spoke, there's a way to say I'm not interested. But y'all feel powerful in rejecting people. Like what happened, and I feel like it's always been this, but y'all go on social media and just do the most disgusting rejecting of people. And I just don't like it's giving mean girls. I need y'all to grow up. If you're not interested in somebody, just hey, I'm not interested, but I appreciate it. It costs nothing to do that. But y'all be feeling powerful in rejecting people. Like it's so the question. I'm gonna cut this off, but the whole episode was terrible. It's just a reminder like how difficult the gays got it. Like and they don't want to remove themselves from it. They want to be stuck in it. It's just like, why are we coming on this show to be angry? Why are we coming on the show to be upset with everybody? Like, I don't get it. You're trying to get to know folks, you want to learn, but they can't even hold complete sentences. Like, it's a chop. And everybody is a clout chaser on this show almost. Everybody wants to be a clout chaser. I couldn't imagine talking to a man like that. I just could not imagine. Like, I don't run into stuff like this. It's no, and I just don't want to talk to no men like that. Like, this is what y'all have to do. This is what us gay men, because I'm not on the dating scene like that. I'm just not. And if I was to run into a man like that at 30 years old, like these men are supposedly my age, and this is how they talking.
Baby, I would never, ever go on one of them little pop the balloon shows, episodes, whatever. Heavy on the is giving humiliation ritual. Why would I want to put myself through that? And then I gotta hear the reason that you didn't like me. I'm good. Especially everybody pop their balloon. I don't even want to hear the reasons. I'm finna walk off now. I don't need to hear the reasons why everybody pop their balloon, okay? And then they don't like you for the craziest reasons. And then some of them be having the nerve. You might have not even wanted them. And everybody in the row just automatically think that you want them back. That you came in wanting them. Baby, it's mutual, baby. And don't get me started on the legitimate quiet ones. Oh, baby. I wouldn't dare. I'd rather be in the line than coming up, trying to see if I can get somebody in the line. I'd rather be one popping a balloon. I don't want to be balloon getting popped. Salute to the ones that do go on now. Maybe it's also for like exposure. Because you are getting seen. But I don't know if I want exposure that bad. Like I said, it's giving humiliation ritual. And I don't want to be humiliated like that. Let me be rejected in peace, baby. Not to the public embarrassed. Especially by somebody who would have never had the option to begin with.
Let me tell y'all, I am so happy and so relieved that a lot of people that I'm seeing on TikTok, a lot of my gay homies, a lot of my gay constituents felt the same way about the queer poppy balloon that I did. That shit was so uncomfortable, so distasteful, and I'm looking at the host like, yo, bro, do some better casting. Get people up there that's not going to be shady. Like, it fed into such the stigma that we have with the gay black community. It was just terrible. Like, those boys were up there putting each other down. And it was the one guy, I think his name was like Zuri or something like that. Great looking guy. And just really humble, really had coof, and just really was cool. And that was the only guy I really liked and respected. But everybody else, trash. The attitude was so bad. And honestly, is low-key reason I don't really step into the gay world now, because it's like, bro. But looking at the comments and the videos that I've seen on my timeline now, it makes me say, wow, I do have a chance with dating and meeting somebody. You know what I'm saying? And tapping in with somebody, because there are people who do still think like I do. So, man, thank y'all for really just like speaking on that, and honestly having the same feelings that I do, because that joy right there, it was killing me. But I'm happy to see that there's other people who are like-minded as I am. And like I said, that made me feel like I got a chance in life. So what's up?
I think it's time to call Iyanla on the black gay community, because we got problems. We have to stop supporting all of these platforms that do not serve the community well, that don't show us in our best light. We really need to deplatform the black gay balloon pop show immediately. That show does more harm than it does good. The show is so super cringe, so super weird, so super duper toxic and unsafe. It is, in fact, a piss poor representation of black gay men anywhere and everywhere, but especially in America. When we advocate for representation, this is not what we are talking about. But my real beef is with the hosts of this show and the producers of this show, because y'all know exactly what you're doing. You're exploiting the community for your own financial gain and for popularity. If your intentions were good and actually rooted in love, we would see a different outcome. But because of your own selfish reasons, you would rather perpetuate negative narratives about us as a collective into the universe that does nothing but continuously keep us down, keep us misunderstood, keep us disrespected, dishonored, and taken as a fucking joke. If your intentions were rooted in goodness, then you would have said to yourselves, what can I do to help my brothers find love in a healthy way? How can we create something to inspire our community to pursue love in a healthy way? But see, that's not what you did. You're making a bad situation worse. Nobody in their right mind, in their healed mind, would watch some content like this and say to themselves, oh, I just cannot wait to date. Nobody watching that is watching it and are feeling inspired to get out there and pursue connection. I'm telling y'all, these hosts, these producers of these shows, these creators, they are not really for the people. They are not for the advancement of our community. They are only in it for themselves. And they will do whatever they have to do to get to some level of fame and notoriety. They will sacrifice us and monetize off of our traumas and our dysfunction in order for them to reach a certain level of social class and wealth. It is time for us to hold these motherfuckers accountable. So I'm calling for us to deplatform that shit. Don't support it. Don't watch it. Don't subscribe it. Don't reshare it. Don't repost it. Don't comment. Don't like. It is time for us to start to have some motherfucking standards and some boundaries around here as a collective. All right? We don't have to accept this shit.
Y'all know what I find interesting about the Pop the Balloon, the gay version, is that all the boys that are really turned off by like big or feminine personalities, they all go home single at the end of the day. While those feminine boys and those big personalities, the dudes who are comfortable with themselves and not afraid to broadcast it on a show like this, they all end up getting matches most likely. And it be the men that be like talking about some, oh, you're just not my type, and the host will ask, oh, why? Bitch, you know why. Because he's not a big burly man that can pick you up off your feet and make you feel like the woman you are. And what's so insane about this conversation is that every time I bring it up on TikTok, some of the comments be like, oh, I like what I like and we like what we like. Ain't nothing wrong with being attracted to a masculine man. That's cool, but does the masculine man like you? Because what y'all, are failing to understand is that the same man that you are desiring also desires the same type of man? Why do you think you always see, when you see these aesthetically pleasing couples, gay couples, that they're both super fit, they're both super masculine, because they like what they are? And that leads me back to the question, does your type like you back? So while you're waiting around trying to find love from an aesthetic of a man that you're probably never going to meet, the men who get it and understand this assignment, understand that in this community, there's going to be different facets of people, and you're going to be more successful with settling down with someone who's better in tune with themselves versus you, who is, it's just not for me. It's just not my type. It's just not giving. And then when the host asks you why, you want to dance around the answer. And some dudes will come out and be like, listen, I'm going to just be real. You too big for me. You're not petite enough. You're too feminine. And I have to respect their honesty, but it still don't make it like a very intelligent, smart choice. I don't know. That's just me, though.
So the question is, how do we get better contestants on the show? Maybe have them fill out questionnaires so we don't run into issues where everyone on stage, the contestants and the suitor, are bottoms in heat. It's also important to note that some of these contestants are influencers who are simply using the platform to bring more attention to their social media, businesses, etc. So I guess the show should be called Pop the Balloon and Find Clout, because it seems like that is what most people are looking for on these shows. I'm a huge fan of love, and I truly hope everyone finds what their heart desires, whether on this show or out in the real world. I just challenge you to think about your preferences and make sure they aren't rooted in past trauma, because that dark skin or light skin man that you overlooked could have all of the personality traits you're looking for. That top who you deem to be too short could be standing on financial stability, and that bottom with the flat ass could possibly make the best pancakes you've ever had in your life. All I'm saying is the men we overlook based on small things could be the very same men to change our lives for the better. But you'll never know if you're holding on to internalized biases.
Yeah. And you say Love City?